Welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. What we do here is build the strength and courage in you to accomplish your big dreams and goals in your sport. No longer will you feel limited. You won't feel you're not good enough. You won't question whether you will make it, and those doubts will disappear because you will have the competitive edge over your opponents and you'll leave them in your wake. And the bonus is, others will notice. So listen up and take notes because I'll show you exactly how to do it. Hey there, this is Tiff from Tiffany Micah podcast and welcome to this week's Lessons Learned. So as you know, what we do each week is we look back at the week that has just passed and we look at some lessons that we have learned, and as you know, I share a lot of the lessons that I have learned along the way so that I can share them with you and either help you because you may be feeling the same way, or making you think about some lessons that you've also learnt through the week that you can reflect on and go, okay, well, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Or that worked really well. How did that work so well? What did I do? Because we need to strip it back. We need to analyze actually what's going on because we want to keep moving forward. Okay, we don't want to be stuck. We don't want to be sitting still. We want to keep moving forward. So that's why we look at those lessons learned. So this week, as you know, I shared some video with you and also shared the audio from the two videos that you've actually heard about the three-quarter evaluation. So we were looking at three-quarter evaluation, and also we were looking at how to go after your big dream in your sport, because I find that, you know, it's all well and good to look back, because we need to reflect and actually look back and go, okay, how was that last quarter? How did that work? But we also need to make sure that we're really clear in the direction in where we're heading. And I'm not even talking about, and I haven't even spoken about setting a goal for this next quarter or anything. I've been talking much bigger than that, looking at the big picture of really where you want to go, because in order for you to get to where you want to go, you have to be very clear in where you want to go. And if you don't know where you want to go, then how can we get there? We just can't get there. So the big thing that I want you to get out of what I've been sharing with you this week, especially on the podcast show, and even if you've been watching the videos as well, is you've got to be incredibly clear in the direction in where you want to go to. Okay, it's so important. So and the reason that I share this with you is because for the last 12 months I've been very focused on getting my book ready so I can launch my book, have it printed, all of that kind of thing. And I really struggled with looking beyond that. What could I do beyond just the book? What could I do beyond just speaking and doing speaking engagements and all that kind of thing? Because that was all I was looking at the time, and I was very short-sighted in looking at it in that way. So I was like, I'm just not clear. But over the last 6 months especially, I've got incredibly clear, know exactly the direction in where I'm going. Not only the book's coming out very soon, I've got a Get Focused programs coming out very soon. Also, the No Limits Academy is coming out very soon, because I'm much more clear in the direction where I want to go. Also, the impact that I want to have, the difference I want to make in your life to help you achieve not only your dreams in sport, but your dreams in life as well. Because yes, we're an athlete. Yes, we are very passionate about our sport and we live and breathe our sport, but also we're a human being. So however we operate in our sport, whatever we're thinking and feeling throughout our sport, it does come up in our life as well. So we need to make sure that we know how to manage ourselves in life, and we need to make sure that we can manage ourselves also in our sport, okay? Because they both work together. Even if you're in business, it's the same. The emotions are the same, even though the performance is different because you're not physically performing as such in business. A lot of the time it's from a more of a mental point of view, and the actions that you do are more business orientated than like a physical skill, but it's still the same. Okay. So I want you to not only be aware of what we've discussed over the last 2 episodes in the evaluation of the past, the third quarter, but also really getting clear on your big dream. Where is it that you want to go? And we're looking at that. So today's lessons, though, the lessons learned was, I can't believe really how fast the last quarter has gone. It has gone incredibly fast. And it's the first time that I've actually gone, oh my gosh, what's just happened? Like I felt like I haven't come up for air at all. I've just been heavily working in that. So I'm going to share with you some lessons that I learned throughout that quarter that will help you as well. So lesson 1 out of this was, I planned out the last quarter in great depth. So the beginning of last quarter, I took the first week I had just downtime. I still worked, but I had downtime. Second week we took a holiday. We went skiing, which was great. But in that week when we were away skiing, what I did was I really itemized exactly what I wanted to accomplish. And like I said just before, was that I was initially really limited in my thinking. I was like, okay, I just got to get the book published. And then I'm going to use the book as my business card to help me get speaking engagements. And really that was all I was thinking about. And because I got into this great depth into this, okay, let's really identify what is it that I want from my life? What is it that I want from my business? What is it that I want to accomplish? What kind of legacy is it that I really want to leave here, especially for my nieces and for people that are following, in the same footsteps as where I've come from to where I'm headed? What could I do here? And because I spent so much time thinking, working on it, writing out lots of notes, asking lots of questions, and really getting into the nitty-gritty of the plan, it allowed my mind to really think about what it is that I really want to accomplish here. It was not just, okay, let's just go. Or let's just do. Because the more that you do and you keep doing, you don't give yourself that time to stop and actually go, okay, well, what is it that I really want here? And a really close friend of mine's actually just had her birthday recently, and she's very much a doer, right? She gets in there, she does, works, all of that kind of stuff. And she was saying to me in a conversation that we've had, because she just had a big birthday, she said, I've had the week off, and she said it's actually made me stop and think about, okay, what is it that I want from my life? And I said, well, great. Well, what did you come up with? Now, she shared with all these things that she came up with, but she actually gave herself the permission to stop and think. And I do that regularly. I give myself the time and the permission to stop and think, because if you just keep doing, you're not necessarily going to accomplish your goals either. You need to give yourself that time to really contemplate and really reflect on, okay, what's working, what's not working, but also where is it that I want to go? What is my life about? And when you're a teenager and in your 20s and 30s, you're busy in work mode, right? You're busy doing. You're busy working on where you want to head. You're busy in wanting to accomplish, especially your sports goals, right? Those big sports dreams. That's all you're focused on. But then what happens when you come out of that too? You got to be looking beyond that. And that's what I never did. I never looked beyond that. And as you get older and you get to late 40s, in your 50s and 60s, you start thinking about, especially what I've noticed since I turned 45, so I'm now 49, but what I've noticed is, okay, well, what do I really want from my life? What is it? What impact do I want to have? Whose lives do I want to change? How can I help the people and impact them so that they're out there achieving their goals and their dreams in their life? What is it that I can do? What is it that I want from my life, right? So the thing that you want to, and the message I want you to get very clear is planning it out, stopping and thinking, giving yourself the permission to actually stop, actually reflect. And this is a perfect time to do it because we've just finished the third quarter. We're into the first week of the second quarter. Doesn't matter if it takes you a week or two or even 3 to figure it out. Give yourself the permission, give yourself the time to really reflect back and to also plan for the future and really look at it, what is it that I really want, right? What is it? And then start listing out exactly what it is that you want. And the other thing too is out of planning out that last quarter, this first lesson, the other thing as well is giving yourself the opportunity to keep learning as well. Okay, I'm always doing that. I'm always reading. I'm always watching and listening to either podcasts or videos on personal development, how I can grow me, things on business, how can I improve the business, doing lots of courses. I don't stop in the sense of, okay, I'm done. I keep looking for new ways in which to improve. Not only me, improve the business, improve our life, improve people's lives that I can help around the world. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about that. Okay, so first lesson is planning out the last quarter in great depth, but we're doing it on a much bigger scale, aren't we? The big plan. Okay. Number 2 is setting the outcomes for each month. So when I had got the ultimate plan that I had created and crafted and all of these things that were starting to unfold for me, what I then did was I looked at, okay, I've set the plan out for the last quarter of this year of what I want to accomplish. And then what I then did was I looked at, okay, well, what are the outcomes that I need to accomplish in each month? So October, November, and December to make those goals actually happen for the end of the year. So like I said, we talked about having the big picture, but we also needed to also then break it down. And that's the big thing. We've got to break it down because if we don't break it down, it just becomes so overwhelming. What I then did was I broke it down into month by month. What is it that I need to achieve in October? What is it that I need to achieve in November? What is it that I need to achieve in September? Now, I did that for the last quarter as well. What is it that I needed to achieve in July? What is it that I needed to achieve in August? What is it that I needed to achieve in September? When we're planning for the next quarter, we've got to do that. Now, did I accomplish those outcomes that I set for myself? No, not all of them. Absolutely not. And I'll share with you shortly why. But point number two is setting outcomes for each month. Number 3, what I then did was I broke it down into weeks of the month. Okay, so we looked at like July, for example. What is it that I needed to achieve in July? Like now what I'm doing for October and November and December. So I'm now breaking it down and focusing on this month of October like I did with July. So what we want to do is we break it down into weeks of the month and we look at what we need to get done in week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. I always find it's really good when you do the visual timeline or something like that. You get it out on some paper, you get it on a board, you draw it up on a wall, whatever, so that you can actually see it. Then point number 4 was I broke it down into days. So I knew what I had to accomplish by the end of the week, and then I broke it down into days as what is it that I need to do today that's going to help me accomplish the goal for the week, right? That's incredibly important. So I had to list out the goals for the day or the outcomes for the day, and then I had to list the action items. And that's what we need to be doing. That's what we want to be doing if we're wanting to achieve our big goals. So by doing this each week for the past 3 months, and that's what I've reset for the next 3 months as well, I've realized that now, because the days have gone so quick, we've already hit the end of the quarter, and it's the first time I felt like I've come up for air. And this past quarter that's just gone, it's been an amazing time because, yeah, you know what? The days have gone really fast. I've had some really interesting 3 months that have just gone by. Didn't hit all the goals that I wanted to hit because things were unfolding as I was working through, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to add that in, and I need to bring this in because it's going to give me this opportunity to do that, and so on. And that's okay that I haven't achieved them all, but I keep working on them because I know that I'll get there. It's just a matter of time, and it takes longer. But you may be like me. I've had a really interesting time over the last 3 months. So I had the opportunity to coach my niece's soccer team, and we had, my niece's soccer team, they got to the final, which was really exciting. Had a holiday, went skiing, had an opportunity to take a group of women over to Canada to play golf. So we did a 2-week tour over there. Amazing. I had bouts of food poisoning as well, and I've really struggled with energy. Like, I've really had a big struggle with energy, and I've really injured my lower back, which is incredibly frustrating because I sort of get to a point where it's recovering and then it's just not quite there yet. And so these past 3 months have been incredibly interesting in the sense of there's some things that have happened, but it hasn't stopped me from going to where I want to go. And like I said, have I accomplished all my goals that I've set for the past quarter? No, but what I'm doing is I'm resetting them for this quarter because it's taking me longer to accomplish them because they're big ones. And so the thing is that we need to make sure that, one, is we're super clear, but two, if we don't accomplish them, it doesn't mean that it's over and that we're a failure. It just means that it's most likely going to take longer to really get to accomplishing that goal that we really want to accomplish. So we keep working on it. And the more that you work on it, the more opportunities will come up for you. And sometimes your goals won't be achieved, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, okay? You don't give up on it. And like I've just said, it's going to take longer than you expect to really get those goals accomplished. And you know what? It's fine. It's absolutely fine. And time is not of the essence. We are under pressure because we're getting older each day. But it's the productivity, it's the goal setting, it's the action steps that you take, it's the daily goal setting that you actually do that helps you accomplish. It's planning it out and scheduling in when you need to be working on whatever it is that you need to be working on and making it happen. Because I will tell you right now, I would love to be traveling the world speaking. I'd love to be traveling the world, signing my books and meeting everybody, meeting you, running all these programs that I want to establish online. But I'm still not quite there yet. And the reason that I'm not quite there yet is because it's going to take longer than I thought. And what I want to produce, and that's why my book took quite some time, it was getting it right. And I'm not saying perfect, just getting it right. I want it to be good quality. Because we want to strive for excellence and be the best that we can possibly be. But we don't want to hold ourselves back and never take action. Now, the reason that it's taken me a little bit longer to get the goals that I want to establish is I've looked back at them. I've gone back and had a look at some things that I've created. I'm like, it's not quite ready. It's not quite right because I want to ensure that you're getting the results that you need to get. We want to get those results. But I need to show you the direction. And the thing that I want to get, and the major point that I want you to get out of this lessons learned from today is when you are so focused on your direction, you know what? Time does go fast, and you know what? The days do go fast. But if you are loving what you do, absolutely go for it. Just go all in. Dive in head first and go for it. Enjoy the ride because you are going to be learning so many valuable skills along the way, and you are going to make a difference in your life, and you're going to make a difference with the people around you, around your life as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's lessons learned. Love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard today. And if you've got friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, I'd also really appreciate you to share these episodes with your friends. And if you've just got 30 seconds to spare, really appreciate if you could leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. So I want you to dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams. Have an awesome day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you haven't yet downloaded the #1 deadly mistake athletes make sure you go to tiffany-mika.com and download the #1 deadly mistake athletes make, because I don't want you to make that mistake. If you can also share with me what you like best about what you heard, where you hear this episode, in the comments section. If you can also share with your friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, and please leave a 5-star review where you hear these episodes, because I would really appreciate it. Dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams. Have an awesome day.